what you're doing there, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be right through, swing, follow through. Not you're doing too slow on the way up and then back.
Okay, I'm going through a swing change at the minute, so everything.
No, what you're doing there is you're coming back too slow. You know, I've been playing golf 20 years.
Shut
What
up.
you need to do is follow through.
Shut up. Oh my God.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm going through a swing change at the minute, so with that, I'm just making everything
Just hit one second.
You won't leave her alone. Listen to this dude.
See how much better that was?
Yeah, thank you. I don't think that was, yeah. No, I'm actually going through a swing change at the minute, so everything's slow. In order to get, I don't know whether you watch golf, the best players in the world when they are making a practice swing or they're going through a change.
What I'm saying is, I've been playing golf 20 years, so you just need to follow through. See how much better that one was there. Keep doing that anyway, okay?
Thanks for your advice.
She gives up. Okay, that video. There's so much about that video. Because this is what happens anytime women enter spaces that men think we shouldn't be. They give us unsolicited advice. They try to teach us things. They try to and then that dude she knew that with him, that she had to do a good shot. And then he took credit for it. See, I told you. Any woman who, I learned this when I was a climber. Men will give every single woman on the wall, minding her business, trying to climb. They're like, oh, there's a hole there. And literally ruin the climbing experience because we're trying to figure this out. We didn't ask for your help. And the reason why men do this is because they want to be first of all, they just think that you don't know what you're doing. They immediately assume that they're better than you. Even if they know they're not, they're going to say this stuff anyway to prove, just to belittle you. It's all so intentional, y'all. Men know exactly what they're doing. They are humbling you in real time. And so if you actually wanted advice, they take credit for whatever you do. See, she wouldn't have done that without me. And if you don't want their advice, no matter what you do, they're going to take credit for everything you do because they were shouting some crap at you. This happened in every single industry that I have ever worked in or any hobby or sport that I've been a part of. And usually I was outnumbered. It was usually mostly men. And it was so annoying. And I remember I was at the top of a climb once. This was a multi-pitch climb at Red Rocks right outside of Las Vegas. I'd been climbing all day and I was at the top of a climb, had built my anchor, and then these two dudes come up right behind me. Well, the guy leading came up right behind me. And we're just hanging out, and I'm belaying, my partner or whatever. This was a ledge that different climbs topped out at, right? So I think they were on the climb next to us or whatever. And he was this dude was I don't know, 18. And so it's not, even when it's not intentional, it is maddening. Most of the time, I would say it is intentional. But this 18-year-old dude was wow, that's a great anchor. And I'm I know. Bro, I've been climbing since before you were born. You better believe it's a good anchor. I've been climbing longer than you. Shut up. And, also, this is what white people do all the time, right? So, this everything I'm saying can be applied to other scenarios where the people who think that they're the best at everything and are entitled, the way we talk to other people is so demeaning, right? The thing I want to talk about in this video is not just the annoyance of being taught things all the time in order to make you feel small and humble you, because that's what men are always trying to do. I also want to point out with the more important part, oh God, for the longest time, they're why are you giving men fake numbers? You're just feeding into patriarchy, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. The reason why we're doing it is for safety. The reason why, there was a part of me watching that where I was oh, she's being so nice to this man. But we know why. We don't know which one of these men is going to chop our head off and put our body in a refrigerator for not taking their help, for not smiling, for rejecting them, for making them feel small. And all that emotional labor that she is doing, there's so much happening right there. She is like, I mean, okay, I'm going to speak for myself, but if I was in that position, having some man approach me while I'm minding my business, I'm very good at something, and I just want to play, right? I just want to practice. And out of nowhere, some man comes. Now, we don't know what this man looked like. He could have been huge and terrifying, but just being a man means he's already dangerous. And so now I have to I would, be so angry that this man is bothering me. And yet, because of the danger factor, and because men benefit from the violence of all other men, and they benefit, they exploit all of our trauma responses and the threat of violence because of our lived experiences or the experiences of other women we know, or just from watching the news, we know these men can be psychos. And so now she probably is full of a lot of anger, righteous anger, justified anger. Because a lot of times that anger is rooted in a sense of justice, and this isn't fair. But she can't show it. She cannot show it, and he knows that, right? So instead, she's like, okay, yeah, well, I'm just trying to do this. And he's like, yeah, but blah, 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 right? And then she's like, okay. She tries so many tactics there. So she's having to pretend like we are all Oscar-worthy actresses just existing in patriarchy, right? When I'm in that position, and I feel like I don't know if I'm safe. Now, if I know I'm safe, I may be like, right? But when we don't know, and you never really know, there's no guarantee. It is a risk to talk back to these men no matter what. But if you feel like you're safe, then you can kind of not have to do all that stroking of their ego. Right? And so all this rage, all this anger about what's actually happening right now, can't show it, and at the same time has to like problem solve all this stuff, being like, yeah, I know, or like, okay, or la 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 la, right? Like all, and then he still won't leave. He still won't leave. None of her tactics are working. He still won't just go away. That is one of the most frustrating situations to be in. She doesn't do all that emotional labor. This could happen to her. This could happen to her. Women it's literally life-threatening for us to be better at things than men. A 21-year-old woman, Asia Womack, I think I'm saying that right, was unalived by a 32-year-old man who she considered to be a friend. Her mom said that she used to eat with him, she's fed him, and all she did was beat him at basketball, and now she's gone. All he got was 20 years. So one of my mutuals, Jessica Valenti, has wrote about this rejection killings and how we need to track those more. This is on Medium. Because it doesn't matter if we are rejecting them in terms of proposal, we're rejecting their flower, we're rejecting not letting them win. Anytime that we threaten men's egos, their fragile little egos that are rooted in what patriarchy taught them, that is that they are better than us, anytime we threaten that, they sometimes unalive us, even when they're teenagers, like this girl. I just typed in women unalived for not smiling. I could go on and on. This is what happens when we reject advances of coworkers, colleagues, when we tell them not to touch us. Unalived shot in the face when a man tried dancing with her and she rejected him. Stranger at a local bar, just rejecting a man, refusing to give our phone numbers, turning down marriage proposals. Even when teenagers are hit on, 18-year-old hit on by a 31-year-old man, and he unalives her. Why are you hitting on teenagers, bro? This one's infuriating. This man held the door open, and she didn't thank him. That's it. People wonder why we do all this performative crap. This is why. I hate it when men hold the doors open for me, because I'm like, great, now I have to thank him. And I don't want to thank him. But if I don't thank him, this could happen. He threw hot coffee in her face, punched her repeatedly in the stomach. I can't read the rest. I'm sorry. When we get catcalled and we don't respond, this goes on and on. I was literally, So when men are like, God, you're overthinking this. Why are you so anxious? Why do you say it's all men? Because if we don't assume it's all men, every single one of you could die. So it's all of you until it's none of you. You have every right to assume it's you until proven otherwise. Get our benefits of the doubt.